It's important to note that a flirting woman does not always mean she's physically attracted to you. Whereas men tend to think of flirting as sexual, it can be more about having fun or starting a simple conversation for women. So, how do you know if she's flirting with you? Here are a few signs of body language attraction she might use to encourage you to approach her. 1. She leans in. She moves forward in her seat or leans her upper body toward you during a conversation, or she steps nearer to you. Doing so creates intimacy and a closer connection between you. If she leans in and tilts her head, this is a pretty good sign she's charmed by you. She might also indicate she's open and wants to be closer by extending her leg or arm in your direction. 2. Her legs point toward you. Notice how she positions her legs and feet. It's a good sign if she crosses her legs toward you or points her feet in your direction. It's also a good sign when she sits with her legs crossed at the ankles with her knees pointing toward you. It makes her hips appear wider and her legs slimmer, and is done subconsciously as a sign of fertility. 3. Her voice changes. Luckily for you, men are a bit better at picking up on cues in voices than other nonverbal forms of communication. Changes in things like the pitch and tone of her voice can be a telltale sign she's into you. Does the frequency of her voice gets higher, the volume gets louder, or the quality sounds warmer, more caring, or more intense? It could be a sign that she's attracted to you, regardless of whether the changes are intentional or subconscious. 4. Her gaze lingers. Aside from eye contact that comes with polite conversation, the way she looks at you can say a lot about her feelings. A lingering gaze when your eyes meet could indicate she's interested. She might sneak glances or gaze at you longingly when she thinks you aren't looking. It's a good sign if she's smiling, too. If you catch her staring at you often, or she makes intense or seductive eye contact with you, she might be trying to tell you something. 5. She's dressed to the nines. Plenty of women aim to look their best at all times. But if you notice, she always looks terrific around you. Flattering outfits, her best jewelry, a sexy scent. It might mean she's interested in you. She might wear something you've complimented previously, like a specific color or that jacket you liked. Perhaps she knows she's going to see you, or she might spend extra time grooming herself just in case. Either way, she wants you to notice her. 6. She appears approachable. If a woman is interested in you and wants you to approach her, she'll do her best to appear open and available. Ideally, her arms will remain uncrossed, and she'll be relaxed with her shoulders pushed back and her stomach sucked in to appear more attractive. She might adjust her position to remove any physical barriers between you. She's trying to create an open path into her personal space and make it easier to be closer and connect. 7. You flirt, and she flirts back. Some people are just naturally flirty, but if you flirt with her and she flirts back, there's a chance she's allured by you. You tease her, and she teases back. You lightly punch her arm, she plays along and returns the gesture. Maybe you initiate a game of footsie or find ways to touch her. If she doesn't pull away and instead engages, there's a chance she's not just being friendly. 8. Her manner of conversation. It's not about what she says, but how she says it and how she responds when you talk. Taking a keen interest in what you say can simply mean she's friendly and a good listener. Or it can suggest she cares about what you have to say and wants you to know it. If she's attentive and engaging and goes out of her way to initiate conversations or follow up on something you said previously, it could be a sign of something more than friendliness. 9. She mirrors you. Some call it mirroring, and some call it copying. People tend to act similarly to those they find interesting or attractive, and it can happen subconsciously or intentionally. She might cross her legs, or reach for her wine glass when you do. Or she might adjust the tone of her voice or her rate of speech to match yours. If she mirrors your expressions, behaviors, and mannerisms, there's a decent chance she finds you attractive. 10. You have a feeling. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it seems like there's something between the two of you. Maybe you feel a surge of electricity when you brush up against her, or you feel drawn to her. You shouldn't blindly listen to your gut. But if you're getting strong vibes she's attracted to you, then it's worth exploring. Watch for other signs of attraction, or simply tell her how you feel and ask if she feels the same. 11. She seems nervous. Sexual excitement can shut off parts of the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain that helps with critical thinking and rational human behavior. She can literally lose her senses from her attraction to you. She might fumble over her words or nervously fidget with her fingers. If she seems a little off, it could be a case of nerves, trying to play it cool, or thinking of things to talk about. 12. She flips her hair. The head and hair are big ones. Tousling of the hair releases pheromones, which are scented hormones on the outside of the body that attracts the opposite sex and encourage mating. She might lightly flip her hair over her shoulder, perhaps while tossing her head. If a woman tosses her head or flips her hair while she talks to you, she may well be trying to grab your attention. 13. She touches you. How she reacts to physical contact with you is pretty telling. Generally, if a woman touches you, she is comfortable with you. It could be an attraction if she frequently finds ways to touch or brush up against you. She might casually touch your knee or position herself so your legs or feet are touching during a conversation. Some people are naturally touchy, but if she's more so with you than others, she might be attracted to you. 14. Her palms and wrists are open. Notice what she does with her hands, specifically the position of her palms and wrists. An open wrist and palm often signal trust and comfort. It may also indicate she's attracted to you. She might push up her sleeves, exposing her wrists. Or if she holds her palm in the open position or rotates her wrists outward to reveal the inner parts, it could mean she's interested and approves of your approach. 15. She blushes frequently. A woman's face could turn red for many reasons, including when she feels embarrassed or put on the spot. Or those rosy cheeks could mean she's attracted to you. If she frequently blushes around you, she might be excited to see you and a bit nervous. You can easily test this one. Give her a light compliment and see how she reacts. If it's with rosy cheeks, she may be attracted to you. Sometimes what we say and how we act contradict each other. Maybe her words and facial expressions indicate platonic feelings, but her actions scream something more. She might keep her attraction a secret because she's shy or afraid of rejection. Perhaps she isn't sure if you're available or doesn't want to risk a friendship. It's also possible she hasn't even admitted it to herself. Either way, body language is often a more reliable source of information about emotions.